Now, this is one massive gun controversy that's blowing up, literally and figuratively. Sig Sauer, one of the biggest names in firearms, is going all in to defend the Sig P320 pistol against lawsuits, safety scandals, and claims it's firing on its own. They're hitting back hard on X, but the evidence is stacking up against them. Is the P320 a rock-solid design or a ticking time bomb? Let's break it down, and remember, you can hit like and drop a comment if you really give a f. So here's the deal. On March 7th, Sig Sauer dropped a bombshell post on X under @SigSauer Inc., quoting, "The Sig P320 cannot, under any circumstances, discharge without a trigger pull. That's a fact." Oh man. Yeah, they're just digging a hole for themselves, aren't they? They've got graphics, bold statements, the works, claiming it's been tested to death and totally reliable. They're calling out anti-gun groups, trial lawyers, and the media for pushing baseless allegations and misinformation just to make a buck or to trash their reputation. They even capped it off with the P320. It ends today. Like they're done with the haters. Then, on March 13th, they doubled down. Most tested, proven handgun ever. Uncommanded discharge claims? False. Period. Bold move, Sig. But, well, is it entirely true? Quick rundown for the dweebs.
Nice.
The P320 is a striker-fired modular 9mm handgun that hit the scene in 2014. It's also available in some various other calibers. It's a big deal, as it's been adopted by the US Army as the M17 and the M18 in 2017, and it's loved by cops and civilians alike for its versatility. However, since 2016, people have been saying that this thing fires without pulling the trigger. Sometimes in holsters, sometimes when dropped. There's a few memes out there for that. Of course, Sig says it's all nonsense, but lawsuits and investigations are piling up, and they're not exactly looking pretty.
You sure about that?
Let's talk the numbers. A 2023 investigation by the Washington Post and The Trace found that over 100 people claiming their P320s went off without a trigger pull, and 80 of them got hurt. They ain't just old models. Some cases are post-2017, after Sig rolled out a voluntary upgrade program to fix drop fire issues. Take Officer Vincent Chaperis from Stanford Police Department back in 2017. His holstered P320 fell from his truck, fired, and blasted his knee. Sig settled that lawsuit in 2018, but swore the design was fine. No recall, just a voluntary fix. Critics were like, "Really, Sig? That's it?" And the heat's only gotten worse since. Now the courtroom, where it's really getting wild, Attorney Jeffrey Bagnell's leading the charge against Sig, filing case after case about these uncommanded discharges. Sig's so mad they sued him for defamation in 2022. Still ongoing. Then boom, November 2024, a Philly jury hands $11 million to George Abrahams, an Army vet, after his holstered P320 fired while he was walking downstairs, shredding his leg.
Oh my God! Wow!
Earlier that year, a Georgia jury dropped $2.35 million on another victim. Over 20 plaintiffs nationwide are in on this, with more than 100 incidents reported. Attorney Robert Zimmerman screaming for a recall, saying this gun's a danger to everyone. Sig, they're still saying it's user error, not their fault. And I guess I get it, Sig, because if you admitted you had a problem, then that probably wouldn't look too good for your ongoing court cases when you're trying to say that it's not really a problem. Sig's fighting back with stats. The P320 has been tested by military, feds, you name it. It exceeds all US safety standards. They say it's got internal safeties like a lock lever and disconnector that make accidental shots impossible. Blame the user, not the gun. But here's the rub. Critics point to the P320's fully cocked at rest striker design. No external safety on most civilian models, unlike the military's M17 and M18. Gunsmith James Turton told the Washington Post that's uniquely dangerous. Most striker fire guns have extra safeguards. Sig says it's fine, but not everyone's buying it. Even other brands like Smith & Wesson and Glock, they have trigger safeties to keep the trigger from going back when it's uncommanded, which happens to be lacking on the P320 for some reason. But I guess Sig just doesn't need that. Independent tests aren't helping Sig's case. Back in 2017, Omaha Outdoors dropped P320s and caught them firing prime cases at weird angles. Sig had to eat their words and tweak the trigger with that upgrade program that we mentioned previously. Post-fix reviews, like one from Gritter Sports in 2025, say the P320 is solid now, 2,000 rounds, no issues. But they admit it's had a tricky start with all this drama. So, fixed or not, the question lingers, why are people still getting hurt? Sig's digging in, ex-post, lawsuits, no backing down. They see this as a smear campaign by grifters, but with over 13 million in verdicts in 2024 alone and dozens of cases still pending, the pressure is insane. Will they cave and recall it? Not likely. And by the way, Sig, I've always been a big proponent of your firearms and actually helped build the brand for a gun store that I used to work at that never carried Sig. So it's not like I don't own Sig products. I do. But if you're calling me a grifter for calling out your shitty design, then fuck you. Stick to voluntary fixes. Keep slugging it out in court. Gun owners, cops, and regulators are all watching. The P320 is a legend, or a meme, not sure which, but its rep and Sig's is on the line. Now, where do you stand? Is Sig Sauer right to defend the P320, or is it time for a recall? Drop your take in the comments, and we are reading them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. And if you want to get involved, follow us on X because that's where the good shit is. Until next time, stay frosty.